Oh, it is recording. Okay, okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Knowing BBall podcast. I'm here today with Jesse, Ethan, and our special guest is Ion.
Yeah.
We're gonna be waiting to see if Brian joins. We don't know yet because his fat ass is out eating lunch with girls, which is something we know nothing about.
What?
All right. First off, the Harden trade between the Sixers and the Clippers. As many of y'all know, Harden got traded from my Philadelphia 76ers to the Los Angeles Clippers in exchange for like Nick Batum, KJ Martin, Rocco, like some other player I forgot, and like two firsts in a swap.
Oh, okay.
So like everybody was like, "Oh, the Sixers lost this trade." We did not fucking lose this trade, bro.
Would you say PJ Tucker?
Oh yeah, PJ Tucker and Philip Petrusev. Oh no. Yeah, so
Sixers definitely won the trade because they got so much more wing depth,
yeah,
which is what they needed because Tyrese Maxey's blossoming as a guard. They thought like they would have like a huge like guard like hole, like black hole because Harden left, but really,
but Philly does have the option to get another star if they want to. But I think with Tyrese Maxey flourishing, I don't think they really need it. They just need to build around Embiid and Tyrese Maxey if they really want to.
Because Maxey's like smart and efficient,
yeah,
and they just need wing depth, which they got.
Exactly.
Right. Like watching this team, because I've been watching a lot of their games so far, what I've really began to notice is that when Embiid and Harden were playing together, it was just kept on being like the same plays. It was always the pick and roll, whether it be at the elbow or the high pick and roll beyond the arc, and then just trying to get Harden wasn't looking to score basically. Like he wasn't much of a scoring threat, so he kept trying to pass to Embiid, forcing him to take those shots, and then he would just like sit on the wing or like sit in the mid range and try to shoot something like that. What makes Embiid and Maxey such a better duo than Embiid and Harden is their dynamism. Because now, yeah, okay, whatever, fuck you. But like, the fact that Maxey is a scoring threat himself opens up Embiid's game and shooters around him so much more. Because Harden was like, he was shooting pretty good from three last season, but the thing is, he wasn't looking to score. He was looking to pass. He was trying to make the right reads. He wasn't trying to be selfish, but Maxey is not only more efficient, but he's also more eager to shoot the ball, which is something that makes the Sixers offense a lot better. And the other thing is that I began to see them take more of a high pick and roll instead of being around the elbow where Embiid is really good at cooking. They do it around like the wings, and then that allows Maxey to drive really hard to the hole off it, and then Embiid can either roll to the hole with him or sit at the elbow and then pick and pop.
I was thinking like we could also talk about how like Harden's transition to the Clippers is just making their team worse overall. I think the problem is that we're not having a good dynamic between Harden, Kawhi, and PG because we haven't had like a time for them to see them train in the off season. But yeah.
Brian's here.
I think like really quick, like back to the point about Maxey is like I don't think you can blame Harden completely for like not making the most of the potential in Philly because I think it was a coaching thing, right? Because the doctor is probably like you need to distribute more. Yeah. Nick Nurse is probably like Maxey just shoot the fuck whatever.
Yeah.
And now Maxey's averaging 7 assists while like going crazy.
All right, yo.
What's up, Brian?
I think we also can't forget Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris is averaging almost 20 this year.
Yeah. Wait, can you say something?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Okay, we're good. We can hear you. All right. So we're talking about the Harden trade right now. Do you want to say anything as a Sixers fan to a Clippers fan?
Yeah. What do you think of how are the Clippers doing after Harden? You know.
All right. I was gonna say a quick thing, bro. Like, how did we lose to the 1-8 Grizzlies?
Yeah. So I talked about how Harden leaving like helped the Sixers their offense flourish. And then also another point I want to add to that is like Harden was a defensive liability last year.
Yeah.
And then now that they've added more 3D around.
Maxey's getting blocks too.
Yeah, Maxey is getting 3 blocks. Like
who's like
5 blocks? Yeah.
How?
Who's letting Maxey?
Also, like another thing we want to add is that they're putting Russ on the bench now too, which is gonna greatly affect their defense.
Hey.
Bro, guess the appearance.
All right, you watched this Clippers since the trade happened? Like, what do you think is going wrong with this?
Oh yeah. So personally, you know, I love James Harden, right? But he didn't make a sense, like same sense he left Houston. I just, you know, Clippers defense is atrocious right now. Okay, we have Harden, Westbrook running the 2 point guard positions, bro. That's terrible. Okay, we got rid of like Robert Covington, right? Who was an elite defensive player. We got rid of that. Okay, our defense is in the mud right now. I think that's the biggest reason why Clippers aren't doing very good. It's because we got rid of like our defense. We focus too much on offense, and it's just not the same James Harden. It's not the one that we were expecting from the past couple of years. It's a different version of himself now. I think is the biggest issue. Well, Philadelphia, right? I watched a couple of Philly games, and I can say that I think James Harden leaving definitely sparked like Maxey's like offensive like capabilities, right? Because Maxey's giving like the range, got more roles within his system, and I think that really helped him develop into, for example, scoring 50 points. I think a big part of that is Nick Nurse. I think Nick Nurse, without Harden, has transformed the entire Philadelphia system into something that's like super successful, a fast-paced system that runs on transition offense, that ultimately has good defensive skills too. I think that's the biggest improvement that Philadelphia could have made this season, was simply just getting rid of Harden and using Nick Nurse's new system that prioritizes steals off transitions and transition buckets for Tobias Harris. I think that was like a really big part of like 76ers game.
Yeah, another thing I'd like to add to that is like the Sixers last year had a lot among the worst pace in the league. Because Harden's fat ass would just like slowly dribble up the court and then like force the ball any possible way to Embiid to make him score. But now like they're able to free it up, right? Because Tyrese Maxey is one of the most explosive, one of the quickest players in the league. Like being able to catch the ball like off the inbounds, off the steal, off the block, and being able to just take off the court in transition opens up the defense and allows the Sixers to score a lot better, which is a stark difference from James Harden's slow ass motherfucker. Like,
I think another problem with the Clippers is that Paul George's efficiency is like significantly lacking because he's not getting even the ball as much as he should. And now with Harden there and leading the like transitions and everything, I think we're going to see less of Paul George scoring and maybe just might be Kawhi, which is going to greatly affect like the Clippers' performance as a whole. Which is probably why they're losing a lot right now. Is just because like we're not able to see good ball movement between all three of the players. I think like Harden's definitely a big cause of that.
yeah, the obviously the main thing here is the fit between Harden and Russ.
Yeah.
Right, because before this trade, the Clippers were fucking fine, right?
Exactly.
They were playing great basketball,
Yeah.
and they were like, you know what? Let's add Harden. And
then, I like the first two games, we saw like a two transition junks between Kawhi and Paul George from passes from Westbrook. But now like we see that like Harden's like not doing shit.
Yeah, like Clippers, we've gone 0-4 since the Harden trade. And we're playing the Nuggets today, so that's about to be 0-5. So, it hasn't been good for Clippers fans since the trade. So, yeah.
Okay, we can let's move on to the Milwaukee Bucks. So we've been recently seeing that from the Dame trade. Milwaukee hasn't been doing so great. Dame's been Dame put up like 6 points in one of his games. Giannis been carrying the offense, but they still lost. Who did they just recently lose to? Like after Giannis put up the 35-point game.
I have no idea. Yeah, they lost. Giannis put up like 50 and lost to the Rockets or something.
Yeah, lost to the Rockets, something like that.
To the Pacers.
To the Pacers, yeah.
Well, the Pacers are good, but still.
But still, like Giannis, like doing everything on the court. I think after Drew Holiday leaving, we like saw a lot. Like the Bucks are like great.
It's the same problem between those Clippers and the Bucks because they used to have like a really elite defense, especially at the wings and the guards, and then they traded for an offensive superstar who sucks on defense. And then now they just add.
I think we might.
I think, in my opinion, I think like the Bucks underwent a coaching change. I don't think they needed to undergo a coaching change. Like they got rid of Mike Budenholzer because like they were unsatisfied. But like I think Bud could make Dame and Giannis work, but instead they have Adrian Griffin from the Hawks who couldn't make shit work with the Hawks.
They had a really similar system with Trae Young and I guess like DJ Murray, or you could also say Clint Capella in a sense.
I think the Bucks will figure it out because still you have Dame and Giannis, which is in theory an amazing like offense. Like,
their offense did go up.
Yeah,
their offense did go up,
but like the problem is like they're probably depending on Dame as the point of attack on defense right now, which is not correct because they have good wing depth, right?
I think we also like should talk about Chris Middleton. I think after his knee injury,
fucking sucks.
He hasn't been doing anything. Like we haven't seen any good like points. We've seen like some decent assists or passes, but we haven't seen like I haven't seen Chris Middleton like 2021 Chris Middleton.
I haven't seen a Chris Middleton highlight on.
Yeah, I haven't seen any Chris Middleton highlights.
I'm pretty sure he's shooting below 30% from three, which is like how.
Yeah. I think he should have been part of the trade actually. If they could have instead of Drew, I think it should have been Chris Middleton instead of Drew for sure. But
Ryan, what are your thoughts
on the Bucks? I mean, I haven't really watched like many Bucks games, but what I could tell, I think the Bucks, I think they're definitely contenders. I think Dame really brings an extra aspect to like the game because it forces other defenses to play super high pick and like they have to guard the high pick and roll, right? Because Dame's range is just unlimited. So other teams are having to like You know, like whenever Milwaukee sets the screen super high at the halfway point, other teams are being forced to make a switch up there, right? And when you just give them that much space to Damian Lillard, okay, if you don't guard the high pick and roll, right? Dame's just gonna try threes, okay? And if you do guard it, you give Giannis so much space, and that's just like you can't stop Giannis at that point, right? But one thing that has happened is that Milwaukee's defense, I think, from what I watched, is incredibly poor this year.
Yeah.
I think Drew Holiday we really underestimated Drew Holiday's like impact to Milwaukee. Him leaving, I think that leaves like a really big hole for perimeter defense, like guard defense as a whole in like Milwaukee. I think that's the biggest issue that the Bucks are facing. It's just how terrible the defense is. Wait, what'd you say?
Who's the other Bucks guard outside of Dame? I know
They got rid of Javon Carter.
Yeah, who's their starting lineup right now?
I thought they were depending on like Marjon.
I think it's like Dame. Pat? Is it Pat?
Pat Connaughton?
Pat Connaughton's a small forward.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, Campaign isn't bad on defense.
Oh, they got Malik Beasley.
Malik Beasley, Brook Lopez.
Okay, yeah.
Wait, I don't actually know. Wait, is it Pat Connaughton?
Say it again?
What?
No, so like the Bucks have a really good
Starting right now?
The starting lineup has three ass defenders from Dame, Malik Beasley, and Chris.
No, yeah. They have Malik Beasley right now as a shooting guard.
Yeah.
Shit.
It's not
It's
working.
not going good for the Bucks. I think they might have a chance to make it somewhere far, but I don't think they're going to be able to like make it out of the East.
They need to
not
make
a
a trade for a
contender
good
anymore.
wing defender.
Yeah.
They're not a
Mainly,
contender
I think the
anymore.
problem is like Jay Crowder's out.
I
Okay,
think
so far in the season, who are y'all's MVP contenders so far?
Who?
Most valuable player contenders.
Oh, okay.
Luka, by far.
Definitely
Luka,
Luka.
for sure.
Definitely Luka. I think
Luka and Jokic.
Luka, Jokic, Tatum, and Embiid.
I don't even
Shea.
think Tatum.
Shea, maybe.
And I think
Okay, what about Steph Curry?
Well, I think I was gonna say
No.
that. No, I think Curry's been like carrying the offense, like not even just on highlights, but on
No, but
efficiency and points.
I don't think the
Curry,
media.
Curry hasn't hooping recently. They've been doing really well, Curry.
I think Jesse's right. I think the media isn't gonna support Curry.
I'm pretty sure the
race.
Warriors are like hovered around 500 right now.
Right
They're
now?
not going to go for like they're not going to go for like a 6 seed as an MVP.
Right now, like this isn't gonna like hold, but like right now, Desmond Bain is also in it, just because he's
Yeah,
okay.
good for him.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about instead of talking about teams being more ass, let's talk about
The
teams
teams
that are
being better.
overperforming.
Yeah.
First off, our fucking Dallas Mavericks, bro. We live in
Hell
the
yeah.
DFW
Dallas
area. We got
Mavericks are
resident Mavs.
Turn off you, bro.
I'm just saying. I went to a recent Mavs game. The vibes were immaculate.
He went
Luka's
to
making like
40-point, right?
Luke went to Luka's 44-point game, and then
Three quarters.
Luka had 42 at the end of the third quarter. You could have easily gone for like 50, but like Luka's been putting up like 5 or 6 threes a game. Like it's going good. And then Kyrie cooked too. I think last game Kyrie and Luka combined for 65.
Yeah,
Kyrie at
Kyrie
35, Luka at 30. Like I think even with Grant Williams, I think the Mavs defense is going crazy. I think Grant Williams is probably one of the best additions to the Mavs we've ever seen.
definitely, yeah.
And then even Derek Lively is also being like perfect. A really
He's a
good
perfect
substitute
player,
from Dwight Powell.
Yeah, who's the starting five right now? It's
Huh?
Luka,
I did
Kyrie.
not like at first. I think the Mavs were gonna be good at all the season. I thought Mavs would be like in the water, like a dead ass team. But I guess
I think
Yeah.
Kyrie. It was depending on Kyrie and Derek Lively.
The thing is, we don't really see a lot of Kyrie highlights anymore. He's taking definitely taking a
Step
backseat
down.
role
I
to
think
Luka,
it sounds like he's fine with it.
but it works. Yeah, it fucking works. That's the thing.
I saw something online like Kyrie played with fucking LeBron in Cleveland and they won a ring. It
exactly.
was just about Kyrie's mindset.
I think Kyrie's comfortable with not being the main leader to the team, which is a good mindset that the Mavs need if they really want to move forward.
which is really good.
Which is really good, yeah.
Luka always needs a second guard, and Kyrie is like
The perfect.
crazy second
Yeah.
guard.
Yeah, it's like whenever Luka gets like bundled up or is like double team, you can just pass it out to Kyrie on a rare occasion
Exactly.
and hit a three.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah. I think,
Um,
even the Mavs are like shooting good from 3-point
Also,
range.
yeah,
too.
Great Williams averaging like 56%.
56%. Yeah, Great Williams is doing
Something
really good from
stupid,
3.
yeah.
Like,
he's on my fantasy team, bro.
Yeah.
He'd be
Derrick-
going crazy.
Derrick Jones Jr. is also good.
yeah,
his
Derrick Jones Jr.
energy is
good.
immaculate.
Oh, and
He's
the
a good
rookie,
defender.
Exum.
He's not a
Dante.
rookie.
Or yeah, he is.
No, he was drafted like a few years ago.
Oh yeah,
but he
but
got
I
signed out
mean,
of Boston.
like when I went to that Mavs game, he was even putting up
Yeah,
like good points
he's a
too.
good three
Like,
and
he's a
D, right?
really good guy from 3. He was really fast, like energetic.
No, we're
player.
talking about Dante Exum on the podcast.
Dante
right now.
Exum, yeah.
I feel like as a Mavs fan, Josh Green is disappointing. Like I feel like
Yeah,
we should have traded Josh Green instead of like Dinwiddie or something. Like, we didn't need Kyrie, but like, oh yeah, to the T Wolves.
Let's talk about the T Wolves.
I think I just want to start off with the. You want to?
Just really quick. I think personally, Ant is a top 5 MVP candidate.
Oh yeah,
But
you're right. You're right.
I was gonna just talk about the beef between Draymond and Ant. I think that's like fueled the Timberwolves to a level. Like I don't think we're gonna see some we're gonna see some Pat Beverly. We're gonna see some Pat Beverly type shit where they're winning the play-in and everyone's celebratory. Like we're gonna like.
You talking about the Warriors winning the play-in or the T Wolves?
The T Wolves. Remember when Pat Bev was?
T Wolves are like
No.
minimum.
No. Remember like 2
Oh, you're
years
talking
ago?
about beforehand.
Remember before, like we're gonna like everyone is doing. Cat's doing pretty well. Like Ant is like probably one of the best top
Gobert's
5
like
guards.
fitting in this.
Gobert's fitting
figuring
in.
it out.
Like
And their wing depth is crazy. They have the best defense in the NBA. Right?
Exactly. Like I think that win against the Warriors and just all the wins in general is just showing that
think
Timberwolves
the
might
Celtics
be like
beat
some
the
good like
Nuggets.
contenders too.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, they beat the Nuggets.
Yeah,
too.
they
They're
handed
third seed, right?
the head of the Nuggets like one of their only losses. Which the reason why this happened is because they just have Cat and Gobert just shitting on Jokic.
Yeah.
And their wing defenders were shutting everyone.
Yeah. I think the Timberwolves are gonna go somewhere like good for sure.
Right, because they have like an elite scoring threat, and they have solid depth
Defense.
around them, and then they have amazing defense.
Ant's only 22, which is so
that's
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
What are your takes, Brian?
For Timberwolves, I don't really watch Timberwolves games to be honest, because I don't really like them like that. But from what I can see from like the statistics, from like recent scores, they beat Warriors yesterday night, or I think 2 nights ago, and I think Timberwolves are definitely really surprising me. I did not think they'd be this good. Anthony Edwards has like really taken the leap. I feel like Anthony Edwards is definitely the first option, which is something that's like crazy to say because for my entire since I started watching basketball, right? I started watching when like Cat started getting good. I always thought that it was like Karl Anthony Towns who's going to take like Minnesota to the next level, but I guess it's not. Cat, he's been alright this season. He hasn't been bad, but I could say he has like disappointed me in the sense that he did not take that extra leap that I thought he would take over the summer, which is fine. Like it happens, but I think Anthony Edwards has really shown that he's that guy. Like he plays winning basketball. He has the right mentality. Like I think he's an MVP candidate this season, to be honest. Like Anthony Edwards.
What other teams? Oh, Rockets.
Yeah, Rockets. I think
This is the most surprising by far.
Rockets and like Dylan Brooks, probably one of the best additions to the Rockets we've seen. Like, his energy, but his defense and his offense, like everything. Even though he's like not putting up great numbers, like the culture that he brings to the Rockets is amazing.
The culture that Dylan Brooks
brings to the Rockets.
Again, to me, like in theory, the Rockets were never going to be good because it's just shot chuckers. Like even now, Fred VanVleet is averaging 38% field percentage. He's shooting 38 from the field, but he's still like leading the Rockets to win because Şengün's going crazy, and then Udoka.
Yeah. Even with the coaching with me and Udoka, like we're gonna see some like good.
Horny Udoka, bro.
What do you think about the Rockets?
The Rockets?
Yeah.
I don't want to lick a Rockets games. Like how the fuck is like VanVleet even doing? I have no clue how he's doing. But I do want to talk about one team though. Okay, and I love this guy, I think he's one of my favorite players ever, and I think this season he's come back. Like Chris Paul. I think Chris Paul is like a really good addition to the Warriors, I'd say has been like really positive, like what he brings to the second unit. I remember all of you guys, right? You guys were hating on him over the summer, right? Like when he got traded, everyone's like, oh, this guy's definitely going out, right? Like, oh, this guy's not staying, this guy's gonna ruin the Warriors, right? Guess what?
Guess what? The Warriors are 500 right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Chris Paul, okay, is still one of the best point guards in the game to this day. All right, like even right now.
I don't think I'll say the best point guard, but I think he'll be in like top 15.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And fitting to the point guard mold, yes. Because he's averaging his assist to turnover ratio is crazy.
Yeah,
right now.
assists are crazy.
Sidebar, like what even is the
A lot of people hate like a lot of people dislike Chris Paul, right? But in my opinion, I think Chris Paul is one of the best players to have ever touched the basketball.
Yeah, that's true. He's definitely one of the smartest players to ever touch a basketball.
I mean, the veteran leadership he brings to the Warriors for young guys like Kuminga, like I think we're gonna see them like flourish for sure.
He's like what, like 36, 37?
38.
He's almost as old as
Yeah, he's 38.
38?
He's 38.
Okay,
Chris Paul 38 this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, let's talk about some
The
other
Suns?
teams
You wanna
that are
talk about the
yeah,
Suns?
let's talk about some other teams that are disappointing. The Phoenix Suns.
The biggest disappointment right now, we're seeing all the injuries. We're seeing KD come up to the stand, but even though he's my favorite player, I don't think he's putting up the leadership that he needs to be. But that's only because like Book isn't back in yet. But right now, even though the Suns are on a losing streak, I think KD's putting up decent numbers still. He's putting,
Beal's back
He's gonna be
already.
30, bro.
yeah, I mean like 30 is
It's
like
decent.
fine. It's decent, it's decent.
It's
Like
light.
yeah. But like I don't know. The Suns probably won't be the first seed. I think they'll like maybe land like fourth, maybe. What do you
My
think?
biggest problem with this is because they literally just shot their entire future, like they killed their entire future for
Yeah.
this year, and they're still mid.
Yeah.
How?
They screwed their entire future up. I
Yeah,
think
okay, I'll say this. Okay, once Devin Booker gets healthy, once Bradley Beal gets in the motion, I think Suns are the best seed. Like they're the best team in the West. Like if
Yeah.
everything goes well, right? But I know like obviously the game isn't played on paper. You know, people get injured all the time. Things happen, right? I think Suns. It all depends on injuries. You know, like over the last couple of seasons, KD has not been the most healthy guy. You know, he's missed multiple. Like he's missed significant time, both 2021, 2022. And likely this season, he's getting old, you know, and his play style is just like it's super explosive, right? He uses his like explosiveness to push defenders back, you know. I think his play style is just like it causes a lot of injuries for him, you know. So I think that's definitely a main point. It's like if the Suns stay healthy, they can definitely win the West, in my opinion.
I don't think their defense is good enough for them to win the best. I think that the defense is the main problem. Their offense, it was like the Mavs last year. We saw the Mavs have amazing offense with Luka and Kyrie, but their defense was horrible. I think even though the Suns aren't going to be horrible because their offense will counteract their defense, I don't think they're in the position to be the first in the West only because their defense isn't good enough. What do you think?
My
I
issue.
actually disagree with that. I don't think the Suns have bad defense. You know, I think the Suns defense is fine. Like I wouldn't say it's like is as bad as the Mavs last year because I think KD is a good defender. Like I think Bradley was kind of shit. Devin Booker's fine. You know,
I guess.
I think the biggest thing is like they did get rid of like Ayton, right? I think getting rid of Ayton was probably like the biggest thing that hurt them over the summer. But other than that,
The biggest problem I have is that we're literally just saying the exact same situations over and over again. Dame and Giannis aren't working because their guard defense is shit. Clippers aren't working because their guard defense is shit. Suns aren't working because their defense isn't shit, right? Because they have Bradley Beal and Devin Booker as their guards, right? And that as scoring, elite. No problem with that. But as defense, they both suck.
I think that's why we're seeing like most GMs are just centering on like making their offense the best, which is why we're seeing teams like the Celtics come on the top and maybe even the Sixers to the point that their defense is still relatively good. It's not like something like the Suns or like the Bucks where we see their defense is complete
so
dog.
yeah, I would say Sixers defense is probably one of the best. My Sixers have one of the best defenses of the season right now, because I think like off-ball transition, steals, and like just transitional defense, they've been spectacular on that end. I think that's the main like thing with like Nick Nurse's system, right? Like Nick Nurse, he's really like I would say Nick Nurse has transformed like the Sixers defense. I mean, it's a lot faster now. It's a lot more like it's not pacey now. I think that's the best part that helps him be developed, right? And also Embiid's playmaking more, you know, like that's the one biggest jump that we've seen from Embiid is that like when I'm watching the games, right? I'd say Embiid has definitely gotten better at like kicking out from the post, right? He's definitely gotten better at finding like open shooters, like early in the shot clock, right? And I think it's just forcing that shot, getting more open looks for Embiid, making Embiid a better playmaker, and that's all the Sixers needed to do to get the chip. Like I think they definitely have a shot to win the season this year.
Yeah, the title favorites coming into this season were definitely like everybody was saying
Suns,
Celtics, Bucks, Suns, and then everybody else. But now it's very much like just the Celtics, Sixers, Nuggets on the top.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh,
And the Rockets.
Oh yeah.
Okay, now the Rockets. Shut the fuck up.
Let's move on to the next team, Lakers. All right.
Before that, can we talk about the Pacers?
Yeah, go for
Oh
it.
sure, yeah. Pacers.
Pacers probably the deepest team in the league in my opinion.
Deepest.
Deepest.
Actually, that's
like,
us.
they're not
That's a
top
good
heavy
take.
at all, but like like bench. Their bench is probably one of the best in the league. You know, TJ McConnell, Benedict Mathurin.
Yeah, TJ McConnell is still goated. Like, I don't understand how he's so good at basketball.
Jarris Walker has high potential.
Miles Turner's doing good.
Aaron Naismith.
Miles Turner's going crazy. Tyrese Halliburton is going.
Tyrese Halliburton, 80 fantasy points just a few days ago.
95.
17 assists, right? 17 assists, something like that. Like diabolical turnovers. But 0 turnovers.
Yeah, Pacers are number 3 seed in the East right now, which is all like obviously the more top. I think arguably the more top heavy of the conferences.
Yeah,
out of the two.
But
I hate Indiana. Please don't let the Pacers win. I hate Pacers.
The ring might be over. Yeah, let's talk about the Lakers, right? LeBron, AD, it's not going great.
I would say it's going great for someone who's 39 years old. LeBron is still putting up but really good numbers.
Team though,
the team wise, like we're not like D'Angelo Russell's not doing.
You can't even blame their health anymore because LeBron and AD are both playing fucking amazing, right? They're solid. AD's staying relatively healthy.
Vanderbilt might be a big issue.
Yeah, I don't know what the problem with this Lakers squad is, right? Because on paper their stats look great, but on their record it doesn't show that.
I think the problem is players like D'Angelo Russell are so inconsistent. One day they're like making threes, like doing everything for the team. One day they're complete dog shit. Like we all know, like D'Angelo Russell's ass in the playoffs. Like the inconsistency is the problem. I think like even last year in the Western Conference Finals, the only reason the Lakers even made it was because AD. Like D'Angelo Russell was putting up horrible numbers. The entire team was doing decently, like pretty bad. But like even players like Austin Reeves, who've been so overhyped the past offseason, that they're still not doing the best like their potential.
I think Austin Reeves is playing solid. Going back to your point,
great though.
He's not doing great, but he's doing all right. Going back to your point about the Western Conference Finals last year, the only reason why they made it is because they went against the Warriors in the second round, and they don't have a good center.
Yeah, that's true.
Like AD was just able to shit on everybody.
Yeah. But I think overall, though, the Lakers still have good potential to be on the top of the West. But I don't think this year they're going to make it this far, just considering how stacked the West is.
I think definitely if they want to have a shot at the title, they need to make another move.
Yeah,
that's definitely something. Yeah, Bro, what do you think?
Lakers? I don't watch Lakers.
Oh, the Lakers? Oh, sorry, I wasn't listening. Oh, the Lakers.
Lakers.
You have to talk about Cam Reddish.
No, we haven't.
Oh, Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish is like, I think that's still.
I don't like Lakers. I don't watch Lakers.
Also, he's as good as anticipated, but Cam Reddish is like finally finding a role-ish over like the last 3 years.
I think maybe when Jared Vanderbilt comes back, it could be a bit better.
Oh, I forgot Vando's out.
Yeah, Vando's out. Yeah, I think once Vanderbilt comes back, we could see some better defensive movement between the Lakers. But I don't know. Right now, I think we're not Lakers the best.
Yeah. All right.
I think the most entertaining team in the NBA right now, I would say probably. I think it was the Mavs actually. The Mavs are playing like the basketball is very very entertaining.
You want to talk about the Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, let's talk about Rookie of the Year. Obviously, number 1 pick is Victor Wembanyama.
It's going to be Wemby.
It's going to be Wemby.
Only because of the media and everything.
Yeah. But also, another part of it is that Brandon Miller and Scoot are disappointing as hell.
Not even Brandon Miller that much. He's doing fine. Scoot is doing.
He's doing good for a rookie.
Yeah,
he's doing good for a rookie, but like the number 2 pick behind Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, I don't think he was the number 2.
He was drafted as a potential guy. He wasn't drafted.
Yeah, but Scoot.
I don't think Wembanyama's or me personally, right? I don't think he's the best rookie this year. I think Chad's better than him, in my opinion.
I think the battle tonight we'll see, like who's putting up the better numbers.
Yeah.
But
who's number 3 in rookie? I forgot.
Check it out. Yeah, it's definitely number 1 and number 2 are definitely Chet and Wemby right now.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna see a new generation of guys like Chet and Wemby, like with like shooting and everything. Oh yeah, Osar is getting good blocks, right?
This rookie class is just insane defensively.
Yeah,
if you count Chet in it.
Yeah,
because Osar is going crazy, and then
Wemby.
What's that?
Brandon Miller is solid on defense.
Brandon Miller is solid on defense. Scoot is high defense.
Scoot's the only like problem I think in this class.
I think
he'll come back on his footing. It's just I think the media pressure and the fact that he has to take the mantle after Dame is getting to his head a bit. But I think once he gets used to the team culture, he'll be fine.
I think this rookie class in general is like super solid. Like aside from Wemby, Keontae George is going he's gonna be so efficient.
Yeah, I think Rookie of the Year is definitely going to be Wemby. Of course, Chet is a sleeper if the differential between their games really becomes enough to overcome the hype.
What's the marketability?
Do you think Wemby's going to make the all-defensive team this year?
Definitely.
1,000%.
He's
him and Chet.
He might even win depoy. Like there's a very good chance.
Wait, he has more blocks than JJJ, right?
He also doesn't get to foul.
He gets foul second in block. second in blocks behind AD. That's
Mhm.
it.
Yeah, I think Wemby's just going off, and I think maybe coming into the next season as well. I think we're gonna see him average at least over like 20, 21 points per game as well.
It really just depends on how much he plays.
Yeah.
He's been polishing. He needs to polish the game. That's it. Like his shooting is inefficient. Right
Also,
now.
I think the problem with the Spurs, like watching the Spurs, is so frustrating because Trey Jones is a really good point guard, and he like works really well with Wemby. But Pop is trying to do this like bullshit where he's running Sohan at the point because he thinks Sohan is like.
And even Devin Vassell's doing good, right?
Devin Vassell's good.
Yeah.
But he's kind of struggling early, but he's going to be good.
Yeah.
But Sohan's like not fucking Ben Simmons.
But for Chet, I think OKC is doing way better than we thought. Like Shea,
I knew OKC was good.
Giddy,
Giddy, J Dub.
You think Giddy just right now?
Giddy?
Giddy's been doing super well.
Yeah.
I mean, he's playing fine for their team.
For
For
the
not
team,
like
okay.
individually.
he's fulfilling his role, but he could do more. But I think overall though, like the OKC is going back to its roots. You know, like we used to see KD and Russ. I think we're seeing like the new OKC. Like we're gonna see like players like Shea and Chet, you know, come to the top. I think Chet has a really good shot at Rookie of the Year. I think Wemby's ultimately just gonna win for the media. But yeah, Brian, you want to say anything?
Give the year. I'd say I think Chet is gonna win it. I think Chet deserves to win it more than Wemby.
Yeah, but he might deserve it, but like ultimately the media hype is gonna be too much, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, realistically, I don't think he is gonna win. That's the only issue.
I think definitely Wembanyama was. I don't even know. Has he been disappointing since he came into the league?
I don't think so.
I think he's playing pretty well.
Like aside from the fact that the media like degrades him so much that they're posting every single one of his highlights, even just statistically basis, I think he's still doing really good. He could be a bit better just because he has more leverage because of his height. But I think overall for a rookie, he's still doing really
He's
good.
doing pretty good. Yeah, I think.
What is this?
Wemby's performance as a rookie
Wemby as a player is like not even as a rookie is good.
is that's good. Yeah.
Yeah,
doesn't
he's
look
doing
efficient,
fine.
but,
Yeah,
like,
he's.
I agree.
Everybody was hyping him up to be like the next LeBron. Like people were expecting him to drop 70 a night.
Yeah.
But like obviously, deep in our hearts, all of us knew that
wasn't gonna happen. Yeah.
And then taking that into account, he's been playing solid.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm very happy with his performances.
Like, he's gonna be he's gonna have like one of the best rookie teams of all time.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna try to end that episode here. Do you guys have any closing thoughts?
No, all I'm saying is, you know, KD's better pops up. He's my favorite player. You know, he's got to perform for me. Embiid's got to perform for him. You know, like
The Clippers aren't gonna shit.
Clippers aren't gonna do anything.
Say
Franz Wagner's doing really good for the Saber team. The Magic.
The Magic defense is going crazy.
Yeah.
PG still has a chance to win the MVP.
Shut the fuck up.
All right, bro.
All right. That's gonna do it for y'all.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for watching. Please hit like and subscribe.
Watch
And
the Pacers.
this is the Only Basketball Podcast. Thank you.
I see ya.
All right, bye-bye.